It is week 1 of your 4-week spring reset challenge. This challenge is all about you. So today's class is all about flexibility and mobility. Now don't leave, don't shut me off, don't do it. I promise you're gonna feel spectacular afterward. It is so easy to get so caught up in strength and cardio and making sure that those are your number one, and those are incredibly important. But in order to stay healthy, in order to stay active, in order to stay injury-free, you also really want to check in with your mobility and your flexibility. So this class is going to be all about that. Take a deep breath. Let go of whatever expectations you have and just be here on your mat for the next 30 minutes and let it feel good. Join me either on your knees, or if you prefer a cross-legged position, that's absolutely fine. Take a big breath. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. As you exhale, just maybe shake it out a little bit. Maybe shake out your hands, shake out your arms. Shake off that expectation of what you had for today's class. On your next inhale, you take your left arm and take a big side stretch. As you exhale, I want you to come up through center and switch sides. Inhale, right arm up and over. Exhale, up through center. And just take this side to side. If your hips kind of rock side to side, that's great. That's okay. Just really opening up through the side body, opening up through the chest. I even feel this a little bit into my glutes, honestly. Last time. Meet me back at center. Interlace your hands and take them back behind your head, so they're like a little hammock for your head here. As you inhale, I want you to press your head back into your hands, lift your heart, finding this cat position. And as you exhale, this cow position, and as you exhale, you're gonna find your cat position. Draw your elbows together, draw your chin towards your chest, and really feel your shoulder blades spread wide as you press the backside of the ribs towards the wall behind you. Inhale, roll through the spine, head presses back into the palms, heart lifts. Exhale, draw the chin towards the chest, spread the shoulder blades wide, and press the rib cage back. Keep going like that. 100% your timing, your breath pattern, your movements, whatever calls to you here. Maybe aim for about one more. Big inhale fills you up. Big exhale hollows you out. Once you finish that last one, come back to a neutral spine position. Release your hands and come to all fours. I'm going to stay facing you here, but you are more than welcome to turn so you have a little bit more space. You're going to inhale, lift that right leg up in this all fours position. And then just start to take some hip circles here. So circling that right knee around. Letting yourself open through the hip joint, get a little bit of lubrication. You're still stabilizing with the abdominals, right? You're still 100% working your posture here. Pulling the left hip bone back, making sure you're not jutting your left hip to your left. And switch directions, circling that right hip. The right knee around in the right hip. So the right femur bone, the thigh bone is just getting a little rotation in the socket here. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then meet me at the top of your circle. Pull the right knee to the right elbow and extend the right leg out to the right. Press down through the knife side edge of that right foot. And then start to just press your hips back and forward, taking a little gentle rock here. So nice big stretch for the right inner thigh, for the groin, for the hamstring. And maybe you find a position that's extra tight and you want to hold, or maybe you want to come down onto your forearms. Really let this feel like a big opening, because it is. Push down to the outer edge of your right foot and you're going to get even more stretch to the right inner thigh. If it feels better for you to keep rocking, then keep rocking. Maybe close your eyes and see what it feels like to take 2 big breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. If you're down on your forearms, press back up to your palms Anchor down through that left hand, and on inhale, I want you to sweep your right arm up to the ceiling, opening the chest here. From here, circle that right arm around. Big arm circles. Opening up through the chest, through the shoulder. Ooh, maybe you get a little snap or crackle in the shoulder joint. And then gently reverse that circle. So I still feel a stretch in my right inner thigh, and I'm just adding a little twist, a little opening through the chest. One more big circle, inhale. Exhale, right hand comes back down. Crawl your hands over to that right foot as you quarter turn, coming into a lizard lunge. So toe heel walk the right foot out to the right. So your right heel stays on your mat and your right toes rotate out. You can stay down on this left knee. If you prefer to lift it up, by all means do that. And then from here, do this crazy thing where you just let it feel really good. So if you want to come down to your forearms, do that. If you want to rock your hips side to side, if you want to stay lifted and open the chest up towards the ceiling, you can do that. It also can feel really good here to take your right hand to your right inner thigh and rotate, pressing the right thigh open. Now your position may look exactly like my position. It may look nothing like my position. That is okay. We had different days yesterday. We have different bodies. Different things are going to feel good. So really the goal of this class and the goal of this whole 4 weeks is to figure out and remember what it feels like to focus on you. And to focus on what feels good for you. One more big breath. And as you exhale, gently walk back up to your hands if you're not already there. Toe heel walk your right foot in between your hands, and then press your hips back to a half split position. So my hips are anchored directly over my left knee. My fingertips can be down on the mat, or they can be up on my right thigh. 100% up to you, where your flexibility is at today. Now you can stay right here, focusing on pulling the right hip back, or it might feel good to add a little rotation in this right leg. So rotating the right leg out so the pinky toe comes down towards the mat, and rotating it back, getting a little bit of that same rotation, the same idea of a rotation at least, that we had when we did those hip circles. So letting the right leg kind of windshield wiper out and in. It's going to get a little different stretch through the hamstring. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Press the right foot back down into the mat. Crawl your way back into your all fours position. Do whatever you need to do to kind of recenter yourself. And float your left leg up. Left leg takes those hip circles. Again, the core is engaged here, so you're not letting your pelvis rock and roll. Your hips aren't moving at all. It's just this left leg that's making rotations in the socket of the hip joint. Reach the top and reverse your circle. You can go fast, you can go slow. Just be sure that your right hip isn't jutting out to the right. You're keeping the right side obliques engaged, and you're pulling that right hip bone back so you're nice and long through both sides of the waist. One more circle. Meet me at the top. Pull the left knee to the left elbow and extend that left leg out, anchoring down to the knife edge of the left foot. Now from here you have those gentle rocks. Now you may find you have less flexibility or maybe a little less mobility on one side or the other. That's totally normal. Again, that really falls into the point of this challenge. Get to know you again. Reset back to you. And if you discover that one side of your body is just a lot less mobile than the other, that's information that you can use to help yourself. And information you may not have discovered if you hadn't focused on you, right? Again, check in. What feels good? You can come to your forearms here. You can find stillness in a spot that's extra sticky or tight. Or it might feel good to just keep wiggling those hips forward and back. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more time, big breath in. Soften the shoulders as you breathe out. You came down to your forearms, gently come up to your hand. Anchor down into that right hand. And inhale, lift the left arm up to the ceiling, twisting the chest open. Big arm circles with that left arm. Making this range of motion as big or as small as it feels good for you. Continue to press down through the outer edge of your left foot and feeling that stretch in your left inner thigh. Reverse the circle with your left arm. One more time, big circle. Inhale, sweep the arm up. Exhale, left hand down. And crawl your way over to your left foot, rotating into your lizard lunge. So left heel comes to the outer edge of your mat, and left toes rotate off the edge of the mat. Now, if you prefer to tuck the right toes and lift the right knee, you're welcome to do that. Or you can stay down low. Maybe you come to your forearms. Maybe you rock your hips side to side or drop your head down to rest on your fists. You can stay still, or you can find movement. Maybe you take your left hand to your left inner thigh and rotate open through the chest, pressing the left knee away from you. Maybe that's way too much for you and you're like, no, not happening. And that's absolutely fine too. Wherever you are, take those big, filling, deep breaths. This might be the only time today you really get a minute to focus on that. So instead of feeling anxious or antsy to be done, think about all the benefits of those big deep breaths. Think of all the good you're doing for yourself and for your body right now. I know it's a little more hidden than it would be in a cardio or a strength-based class, but it's 100% there. One more time, big breath in, big breath out. Come back up to your hands if you're not already there. Walk your left foot between your palms and press your hips back to that half split. Again, maybe your fingertips are on the mat, or maybe your hands are up, gently resting on top of your left thigh. You can be right here and just hold breathing in this position, drawing the left hip back. Or if you want to take that windshield wiper series, left toes out to the left, and back to parallel, rotating the thigh bone side to side. And again, just like earlier, if you find a spot that's kind of sticky, you can hold that and just breathe into it. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Plant the left foot. Press the palms into the mat as you gently sweep your left leg back behind you. I almost fell over there. Tuck your toes and lift the hips high, downward dog. Oh, that feels really good. Now, whatever feels good, do it. Even if it's crazy. Even if it's doing crazy horse lips or just like sighing really loudly or kicking your one foot in the air at a time or doing a handstand or whatever it is. Check in. For me, this hip sway side to side as I bend the knees feels really good, opening up the IT bands and my hamstrings. Take one more big breath. Inhale. Exhale. Press both heels down towards the mat, finding your way back to this traditional downward dog. And then bending your knees as much as you need to. Walk your hands slowly back to your feet. Find your forward fold. Take a moment there. And then slowly, palms flat into the mat. You walk yourself back out to your downward dog. And again, take a moment there. Continue just like that. Walk your hands back at whatever speed feels right. Take a moment in your forward fold. And then we'll walk your hands back out. And again, take a moment in your downward dog. 2 more times just like that. Walking it in. Hips lift high. Chin tucks towards the chest. And walking it out. One more time to your forward fold. Really soften the shoulders and the neck, maybe give it a shake. Walk it out to your downward dog. And then walk your hands to your feet. Bend your knees as much as it feels good. Drop your tail and really, really slowly roll yourself up. Shoulders roll back. Chin and head lift up. Little shoulder mobility. Rotate to face me. And take your hands back behind your head, like that little hammock position we did at the very beginning of class. Inhale, send your arms out to a V. And you know what? I'm actually going to come down to my knees to make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Sweep your palms down, and as you do that, rotate them back to face towards the back. Sweep the arms back behind the back, stacking the palms on top of each other. And then reverse that. Low V, palms rotate open to face me. Back behind the head. High V. Palms rotate back to face the wall behind you, behind your back. Keep going. I'm going to spin around so you can see this from a back view. So as you take this movement, I want you to be sure that nothing is moving besides your arms. So we're not letting our ribs flare open here. We're not letting our low back arch. I'm going to spin back to face you now. We're really finding stability everywhere but the arms. And if you find that really challenging, that's really good note that maybe your shoulder mobility could use a little more attention, right? I have way less mobility in my shoulders than in my hips, and way less flexibility across my upper body than in my lower body. And that's information that I take with me. One more time, sweep it up, sweep it back, sweep it up, back of the head. Hold it there, take a big breath. As you exhale, I want you to interlace your hands back behind your seat. I'll stand back up for this one. Press the palms down towards the floor, lift the heart, inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees as much as you need to hinge yourself forward into a forward fold, letting your knuckles float up towards the ceiling. Now, it might feel more successful for you to press your palms together and bend your elbows slightly here, rather than stick straight elbows. Like for me, that's a lot more effective at getting into the front side of my shoulders. Now you can just stay right here, or if you want to take a little movement, you're going to bend that right knee. You're going to twist your right shoulder towards it, opening towards the left. And then switch. Bend the left knee, left shoulder twist, you open towards the right. You can take this side to side, opening the chest, opening up the IT band. One more time, big breath in. Big breath out. Even yourself out, bending the left knee. And then come back to center. Release the arms. Lift yourself up onto your tippy toes. And then curl yourself into a ball, dropping the seat down towards the heels, letting your chin tuck to your chest. Big inhale. And as you exhale, not my most graceful transition, just walk your hands back and take a seat. cross the ankles. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, right hand to the outside of the left knee. Left fingertips reach behind you. Start by pushing down with the sits bones and lifting up through the sternum, the chest. And then as you exhale, twist. Using the right hand on the left thigh as a little leverage to rotate just a little deeper. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Gently unwind yourself, sweep the arms back up to center, inhale. Exhale, switching sides. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right fingertips reach behind you. Again, push down to the sits bones first. Lift the sternum, inhale. And then as you exhale, use that left hand as leverage to twist. Keeping your right sit bone anchored down into the mat. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time, inhale. Rotate a little deeper, exhale. Inhale yourself back to center, fingertips sweep up. On your exhale, I'm going to take your left hand down to the mat and wrap your right arm around the top of your head. Now really gently pull the head, that's what this is called, over towards the right. So now you're opening up to this whole left side of the neck and the shoulder. For a little more, you can kind of spider crawl your left fingers away from you. Be really gentle. Obviously, you don't want to yank on your head or your neck, but let that big opening feel good. Take a big inhale. Take a big exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Keep your head where it is. Release your right fingers down towards the mat. And then just rotate your gaze down toward your right fingers. And you're going to get a little stretch through the back left side of the neck. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, come back to center one more time. Sweep the fingertips up. Right hand to the mat. Left hand grabs a hold of your right ear. Inhale. Exhale, gentle pull. And again, if it feels good, you can kind of spider crawl your right fingers a little farther away from you here. You really don't need to pull on your head at all. It's just that extra added weight of your left arm is really going to give you that stretch to the whole right side of the neck and into the top of the shoulder. Notice if you're tensing in your left shoulder. I noticed I just was. Soften your face. 2 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your head where it is. Float your left fingertips down. And then turn your gaze down towards your left fingertips. You're going to get a little stretch through the back right side of your neck. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Come back to center. Inhale, sweep the arms out. As you exhale, circle the arms back behind you, tense the fingers behind you, and lift the heart up, opening the chest. Maybe you take your head all the way back, opening the throat. If that is just uncomfortable for you, don't do it. One more time, big inhale. Big exhale. Slowly stack yourself back up. How do you feel? Maybe take a second and close your eyes. Do you feel more aligned? Do you feel more mobile? Do you feel exactly the same? All of those are totally fine answers. I hope you feel more mobile. I hope you feel more flexible. I hope you feel more aligned. But if you feel exactly the same, that's okay too. Maybe if you keep doing this, though, you'll notice some changes. Give it a try, right? Amazing work today. We have one more class this week. It'll be out on Saturday, and I cannot wait to finish this first week really strong with you. I'll see you again soon.